Bowen, the sports information director. We're going to give Eric and Kaitlin some time to speak, and then you'll be fielding questions from you guys, and then we'll bring on the men's. So Eric Gingerich, in his second year here at Bethel with a record of 10-21, Indiana Wesleyan graduate. Take it away.
Appreciate everybody coming today and supporting us. Pretty excited about a new season that's upon us. We play first game coming up in 2 days, this Saturday, home game with Aquinas. And so our kids are really getting pretty antsy to play. So we're just 2 days away now after a long preseason. But we're excited. We have a really young, eager group. So with that comes obviously some young, inexperienced mistakes, but the energy has been fantastic, and we've been really excited about how the kids have been working. So Kate can share a little bit with you guys about that. But we're going to be typical Bethel women's basketball. We're going to play tough-nosed defense. Hopefully we surprise some people on the defensive end. I think our guard plays, we're really excited about what that looks like on the defensive side of the ball this year. So we're excited to show the work we've put in, and get after some people. We have a roster of 11, so I think we've worked really hard in the weight room, off the court, to try and prepare our bodies physically. But a little bit of this year for us is going to be a war of attrition and just trying to stay healthy, protect ourselves a little bit. So that's maybe a piece that we're going to have to be careful with, watching minutes, watching nicks and little bumps and bruises here and there a little bit more carefully than maybe normally we would. Our schedule sets up really nice before conference play starts. We've got some fun games. We play at University of Illinois Chicago. That'll be a fun test for us, playing Division I, seeing where we're at. We have Ferris State coming to our place here next week. So, again, gives us a good team out of a great conference, out of the GLIAC, and another measuring stick for us. So we're excited. And more than anything, this group's really come together. The chemistry is fantastic. I think the locker room, the unity, the care they have for each other is at a really, really good place right now. And I think that will translate on the court and how we fight for each other on the court. So we're most excited about that and how we've been growing as a family, as a group. You have anything to share?
I think I would just second that being young, it is a challenge, but it's a good challenge to have. With only 2 seniors on the court this year, we get to kind of make the team what we want it to look like, and we get to set the example for years to come. And obviously we want to win, but I think my main focus this year isn't so much on the W and the L's. It's more so, what impact can I leave on this team? How can I show them that in order to build a culture, to build a winning team, what are the steps that you have to take? So it's exciting, and it's fun to pour into our underclassmen, especially the 5 freshmen, and to be there for them on the court and off the court.
This question's for Kaitlin. Kaitlin, just talk about your recent missions trip and talk about your spiritual development. I know that that's been an exciting part in your time here, the 4 years you've been here.
Yeah, so the month of May, I had the experience of going to Africa. My goal for the future is to hopefully get my doctorate in physical therapy. So I had the opportunity to work in a health clinic that had physical therapy there. I worked with a Brazilian therapist, and the language barrier is pretty tough, but she would show me the routine, give me a patient, and say good luck, basically. And that experience shifted my entire mindset in life, but even on the court. It's taken me way too long to realize it, but basketball to me is now an awesome platform to use, not just for my athletic abilities, but to use in the community here. Africa changed my heart in the way that I lead, the way that I love, and it's shown me that life is so much more than what I was living for, and it's definitely shown me what my faith is, and it's allowed me to share that with my teammates as well. And at the beginning of the year, we got time to go on a retreat and to open up to them and not only share that experience, but share my testimony a little with them. Really open the doors for a community to start to be built, an authentic community. So, yeah, that experience, I hold it really close to my heart, and it changed the direction of my future.
Coach, with the loss of a lot of talented individuals, it means that some of the younger kids are going to have to step up, not only in a leadership role, but in the offensive role as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're going to have at least one, maybe two freshmen starting for us. So some coaches could be scared by that a little bit. And we're going to certainly experience our fair share of freshman mistakes, things like that. We're going to have growing pains. We understand that as a staff. But our freshmen are really it's a really talented group. And we were really encouraged. We played a number of exhibition games here in the last couple of weeks, and the growth that we've seen even in the last 2 weeks has been very exciting for us. And I think coupled with some of our upperclassmen leaders like Kate sitting here, bringing them along, they're in really good hands. And I think our expectations are healthy for them. I don't think we understand where they're at, but also – they're good players, and they can play. And so we kind of want to unleash them a little bit too. So, yeah, we're going to be relying on freshmen. There are going to be some lumps that come with that, but I think there's also going to be some really good things. I mean, some of them, they might not know that they're supposed to be nervous. Like some of them are at a point where they're just going out and playing ball, and that's actually not a bad thing. So we're excited for them. We're excited to get them out there and allow them to show everybody what they can do.
Eric, can you expound upon Kaitlin's leadership development since she's come back from her missions trip, and how that retreat went, and how you see that as the overall improving your chemistry on your club?
Yeah, well, the chemistry starts off the court. I mean, teams that you see that communicate well, that fight for each other, that play well together, understand where they're going to be on the court and when, and all that. That stuff doesn't happen through what you do on the court. That's stuff that happens off the court. And Kate's a great example. I mean, we've only known her for not even 2 full years coming in last year. But I know from her sharing with us where she came in as a freshman and how she's progressed. But the last 18 months for Kate have, in my mind, we've seen her blossom as a person. And she has the amazing gift of being able to tell her story in a way that's really inviting, and I think she maybe mentioned it, this authenticity piece. There's a gift there she has. Great storyteller, really pulls people in naturally, and she has been kind of at the forefront of this shift culturally in our locker room of kids really caring about each other's stories and caring about who they are as people off the court. And we're starting to see the translation now on the court of how they play together, how they seek to work as one unit. And I think Kate's right at the front of that, leading that charge.
From your perspective, year 2, as you're kind of attacking this, you and Kat, you've made some coaching changes. So you've brought in Kelsey, another IWU grad. But give us an idea on how you're approaching it, strictly from a coaching perspective, getting to know the new players, this newfound chemistry that you guys have, and how you're coaching differently than you were a year ago. Just trying to get to know people before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first year is always going to be a tough transition for everyone involved. It's a lot of get to know you, like you mentioned. Philosophically on the court, we were quite a bit different. So there was just a big mental transition for our group last year. I would say bringing Kelsey in, she has a similar coaching tree to what my wife and I have. And so I just think she is able to pretty much jump in right away. She knows our language. She knows pretty much all of our calls that we have. So she's able to jump in right away and start teaching. And I'll brag on her a little bit because we've known her now for a number of years through our Indiana Wesleyan connection. We first saw her actually playing in Oklahoma randomly. And we told Coach Brooks, why are you only playing this girl 4 minutes a game? She's an All-American. And so that's kind of how our relationship with her started, actually being able to rag a little bit on her coach and encourage him to play her more. But her off-the-court ability to connect with people is by far and away better than what she brings us on the court. Some of the spiritual development pieces she's already brought to our team, the way she has been able to build trust so quickly with players who 5 months ago were opponents of hers, has been pretty remarkable. And I would say she's a really, really big piece as well to why our team chemistry is what it is right now. She's poured a lot of time in off the court and a lot of time late nights here in the gym with the kids. So I think the one-on-one time has increased quite a bit, and that's been a really good thing for our players.
Kaitlin, what are the positives you've seen out of the newcomers on this club, on your club? What are the positives that you've seen out of the new girls on the club?
Are you talking on the court or off? Both? Sure.
In general.
I'll start on the court. I think we do a great job, as small as our group is, of just attacking every minute with all we got. We had this past weekend 3 scrimmage games, and by that third game, they were 25-minute running halves. And by the third game, I was looking at my teammates like, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it down and back twice. But we started going, and everybody just gave everything they had. And in my opinion, it was one of the better games of the day. So on the court, I think just the tenacity that we come with and the energy that we bring, no matter the mistakes that we're making, it's really, really positive this year. Off the court, I've told Coach this many times. It's one of my favorite years because it's a year that I just absolutely love being with my teammates, whether it's grabbing lunch in our dining commons or it's hanging out in the locker room before and after practice. I just thoroughly enjoy being with them, being around them, pouring into them. So I think off the court, that team chemistry there this year is huge, and it's a lot of fun and enjoyable.
Kaitlin, can you talk about really the Cam Glenn? She really emerged last year as an offensive player. And can you talk about her development over the summer and expecting a big year from her?
Yeah, absolutely. I would definitely agree with you. Cam really grew last year, and this year she's bringing the same thing back to play with her throughout this month of practicing and then getting to play with her on the court this past weekend. She's phenomenal, and I'm excited for her in her next 2 years. She's going to make an impact on the court. She's quick, she's shifty, and she can finish under the rim in really close situations when we need somebody to finish. So, yeah, I'm excited to have her as my point guard, and she's just really good at making plays, whether it's for herself or for a teammate.
Eric, can you expand on what Kaitlin said about Cam?
Well, Cam's obviously going to play a very, very big role for us. Because of our depth, like, it's going to be important. I think, like I said earlier, our backcourt defensively is going to be really, really good with Cam and Taya Bruce and Michelle Moritas, a freshman that's come in and stepped up pretty big already. The key is going to just be staying out of foul trouble, trying to conserve energy where we can, which philosophically for us sometimes is hard to wrap our heads around because we want to be all out on the defensive end all the time. So finding ways to make sure Cam stays on the floor as much as possible is going to be really important for us. But yeah, Cam's going to be kind of the heartbeat of what we do on the floor. So she's going to have to score it. She's worked her tail off this summer to get healthy. I mean, she hasn't been healthy in 5 years. And so I've had a number of coaches already mentioned to me this summer, as she's been working out at different places up around Ann Arbor, that she's looks better than they've ever seen her. And she's come back strong, in really good shape. So we're really excited for Cam. She did some great things this weekend for us in the clutch, and she's improved her free throw shooting too, which is really exciting. So she's worked really hard this summer, and hopefully she surprises some people this year. I think maybe some people have underestimated her, but we really feel like we have the best point guard in the conference in Cam, and so she knows that's kind of how we feel about her, and I think she's kind of got this chip on her shoulder. She's been working really hard, not to necessarily go out and prove people wrong, but just to make sure she's prepared to be the best she can be. So yeah, we're excited about Cam.
Can you talk about the Crossroads League? It's produced the last two national champions in Marion, and you guys were within a heartbeat of beating them last year. So from a emotional, mental aspect, I guess you think you got to be close, but the voters, coaches said you picked ninth. Is that a motivating factor? I'm going to throw this question to Kaitlin as well as you, Eric. But let's just talk about the league as a whole. Do you agree with the way the preseason poll played itself out?
I mean, the preseason poll is what it is. It's there are a lot of young teams in the conference, I think, and we're one of them. And so I think it shows in how they voted us. But the reality is we got to go out and play games. And so, like I said earlier, I think our freshmen are freshmen. They're going to make freshman mistakes. But we have some kids that can play. So, again, there's no pressure on us, which is nice. And it gives us a sense of we don't talk about it a ton. I don't even know if some of our kids know we were voted ninth, to be honest. But as long as we're going out working our tails off and being the best we can be, that's all I can ask of our kids. And I think at the end of the day, especially with how they're coming together off the court, I think we could surprise some people this year. So, but we got to play the games. That's why we play the games. So to me, preseason rankings don't amount to a ton, and I don't know that we use it for much fuel for motivation. If our kids aren't motivated enough when they step on the court to go play hard, being voted ninth isn't going to flip the switch for them either, I don't think. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think that's one of the uncontrollables. It is what it is, like Coach said, and I can't control how somebody votes one way or another. So it's something you see. It's not something I really think about. I heard about it a few weeks ago, and I was like, well, all right, cool. Hopefully we end up better than that. But, yeah, it's just something you can't control, and I don't think it affects me in one way or another.
Oh, yeah. Final comment for Coach.
Yeah. Just want to encourage all our local fans. We've got a number of local products on our team, Kate being one of them from Mishawaka High School, but Taya Bruce from Goshen, Rebecca Skimmerhorn is going to be a key for us this year, coming off the bench shooting the ball. She's from West Noble. Kelsey Brickner from Northridge, one of our freshman kids she's actually out right now with a meniscus, but she should be back soon. So just want to encourage local fans to come out, support their local products, and watch how they've improved, and watch what they can do on the court, because it's been fun to watch the progression, watch their growth as women. And so they're always encouraged when they see maybe former coaches or former fans from their high schools come out to see them. That means a lot to them. So I just want to encourage people to do that.
All right, thank you, Eric and Kaitlin. At this point, we're gonna have them move off, and then we'll bring on the men. Head coach Ryan Lightfoot will be giving some introductory remarks, and then Gay Jott, senior forward.